What up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of GIVIN GAME Podcast. I'm your host, Rickey! And today's guest is a really special one. My guest today has been in over 60 commercial campaigns. With every brand imaginable. She's also killing it on the TV side as well, with roles on CW's Dynasty and Walker, as well as Mindhunter on Netflix, and currently on the hit show Power Book Force on Stars. Ladies and gentlemen, Blythe Howard. Yeah. What's happening? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fabulous. I'm very fabulous.
This is great.
Yeah. I always start this off with where are you from?
Originally from a small town called Maple Valley, Washington.
Maple Valley, Washington.
Maple Valley, yeah. It's like, I always say Seattle. I'm from Seattle. And then people are like, oh, okay, what area? I'm like, you won't know it. Yeah. It's like out there.
It's out there.
Yeah. We had like one street light, or not street light, but stoplight.
Oh, really? One of those like small towns?
Yeah.
How many people were in your graduating class in high school?
I don't know. It was small though, but there was, I'll break it down. There's about 4 or 5 black people, including me and my sister. So
in the high school or in the town?
In the high school.
Oh.
Well, in the town, yeah. So I'm from there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Maple Valley. Okay.
But, it's a cute little town. I like going back, and it's changed a lot. It's grown up.
Yeah.
A lot. Yeah.
How did you transition to LA? Like, did you leave straight from there and come to LA, or what was that like?
No. So, ever since I was like, I think it was 3rd grade or something like that, I wanted to be a news anchor. And because I really loved like the news and journalism, and I had a really cool teacher that kind of like brought that out in me. Yeah. So I just always knew I wanted to do that, and so I pursued that, and I knew that's what I was going to go to school for.
Really?
Yeah, but I never really liked school though.
Yeah. Hey man, I'm with you on that one.
I only went because I played sports.
Oh really?
Yeah.
What sport?
That's the only reason why.
He says the only reason why.
That's it. I grew up playing softball. Like, I wanted to go to college playing, softball, fast pitch. I was a catcher, first base.
What?
Yeah, so I was really, really good throughout my youth. And then I did like a traveling team for softball, and played all year round, played all the sports in school, and then I switched to volleyball, and that became like my year-round sport.
Really?
And then after I was done with that, I started coaching volleyball.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so it's kind of like we're kind of jumping around, but sports was like a huge part of my life. And honestly, I think that's shaped my career. Yeah. Just the work ethic and competition side of things.
That's what I always tell people, man.
You just have to stay focused.
Yeah, if you're in sports.
We'll talk more about that.
Oh, yeah. With just you being in sports, it's that mentality that you have, that competitive mindset that you have from sports carries over into pretty much whatever you do.
Absolutely.
And that's like very, very integral into your acting. Yeah. Like pursuing this business, that competitive's like, all right, you have that never give up, that grit, that grind. Mm-hmm. So yeah, you can always tell like the athletes in the business.
Yeah, especially because we practice and rehearse, and if you're skilled at something, you can go in there with confidence and deliver. Yeah. It's just like stepping onto a court. You have a job to do. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So you get in and you get out. Yeah. Whatever happens, happens. You want to win. Also, sportsmanship teaches you about losing as well. Yeah. Being able to take the losses and move on and keep your head held high. I think that's really important coming from sports as well. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I was going to be a news anchor.
You're going to be a news anchor. No, that's crazy.
Yeah, I went to Washington State to be a news anchor.
Oh, wow.
It was in the broadcast journalism department, and still never liked school. I was like, can I just get to the desk? I know I can do this. I know I can do this. So all the prerequisites and all that stuff. But I was like, senior year, I don't know how many months I was like shy of like graduating. Yeah. But do you remember the show TRL on MTV? Yeah. Right. So I remember like that competition that they had, like be a VJ for a day.
I don't. No, I don't think I remember that. I remember TRL. That was MTV, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like you could be a VJ for a day. You just have to like fill out the questionnaire and And so I was actually skipping class when this commercial came on. I was like, oh my gosh, I want to do that.
What?
Filled out the questionnaire. It kept saying error. So I never thought it went through. And I was like, meh, whatever. And then they called a week later and they're like, we want you to make a video of like why you'd be the perfect VJ. And because I was in like the Cable 8 Productions program, my guys like put together my tape for me and self-tapes.
The self-tape before self-tapes.
Yeah, put that together and then got the call to do an interview, and we did like a Skype interview, and then I got to fly out there and do the show.
What?
And when I got there, I was just like, okay, this is it. This is the arena. This is what I want to do, you know?
When you go to New York, you catch that bug for like, this is what you wanted to do. Mm-hmm. Did you come to LA right after that, or when did you come to LA and start, like, when did you catch that acting bug?
Yeah.
And you're like, all right, I got to move.
Yeah, I'll never forget it. But yeah, so after the show, I was like, okay, I can do this. I think it was just that moment of like, wow, this feels really good, and I feel like I'm good at this. You know what I mean? This is something I can do. So let's just figure this out. And I dropped out. I dropped out of WSU.
What?
Stay in school.
Stay in school.
Unless you find your passion and you really your purpose, then go for it. But look, I went to acting school in San Francisco, and that is where the acting clicked.
What acting school in San Francisco?
The Academy of Art University.
Academy of Art University. Okay.
Yeah, so I studied there and did all the movement, voice, Meisner's, like everything, everything there, and I just remember being in this scene, and I was on stage, and I just could feel it in my bones. I was like, holy shit, this is what I'm supposed to be doing.
Wow.
And like throughout our childhood, like me and my sister would like make movies and like with our friends and stuff. So the entertaining stuff was always there. But when I went to school for acting and really just fell in love with what I was doing, and just feeling it so deeply, it's a different level than just being like, for your grandparents.
For your grandparents.
It's not about that. It's like telling a story and reaching people.
Wow, that's amazing. Why did you choose San Francisco for like what was that about? Like, especially to take classes. Like, San Francisco's not known for they're known for the tech, but why?
Like a little step to get to the Mecca.
Mecca.
I think at the time I was just researching acting schools, and I also wanted to be able to transfer the credits I had to be able to kind of jump into that. And it was an easy transition. But then I left early. Like, I didn't finish the program there either.
You just a dropout.
Not a quitter, but I just know that when you're supposed to be doing something, and I didn't know it at the depth that I know it now. Yeah. But I was just like, let me just get there. Yeah. I need to get to where I need to be in order to elevate.
I like that though. Yeah. I mean, that's a very key thing to highlight. It's no matter where you are, you just knew you had to be in that arena. Mm-hmm. Like for me, I was working a 9 to 5 at Best Buy, and I quit that job, and I was like doing background work. I wasn't making as much money, but I was in the arena that I wanted to be in. Yes. So I was like, all right, I'm still here. I'm learning. Yeah. But I'm putting myself in the place that I want to be. Right. So put yourself, I feel that's the key for people out, like put yourself, like take that leap of faith and put yourself in that environment that you want to ultimately be in. Yeah. And
you'll grow.
You'll grow and stuff will start happening. Like you start meeting people. Yeah. So you put yourself in that arena. I like that.
And weren't you a spokesperson for Best Buy after that?
Yeah, I did a few Best Buy commercials. Full circle, man. It's full circle, man.
See what's crazy? So I wanted to be the news anchor. Fast forward to Mindhunter.
Mindhunter,
I was the news anchor. I booked the news anchor job. Like that was the dream
circle.
All along.
That's crazy. Like it all comes back around. Like that's what I love about acting. It's like I had so many different, dreams and aspirations. Like I was like, oh man, early on I wanted to be a cop because I love guns. And then I was like, oh no, I want to be a firefighter. Then I want to do all these things, but with acting, I can be all of that. Exactly. I can be all of it, and it feels real. And it's crazy, and he can touch people and impact their lives and inspire them. So I feel that's really really dope about what we do. So when you left San Francisco, you were like, okay, I'm in the wrong place. You quit there. Then you came to LA.
Yeah, I actually went home. saved up money, bouncing around.
Yeah, San Francisco is expensive as shit.
Yeah, it took me a minute to get here. So, I went home, saved some money, and then I just packed up my car and drove and never looked back.
What?
And I think it's interesting when I first got here, it's like, man, I'm going to lose weight, and then I'm going to get the headshots, and then I'm going to do this. And then I was like, you know what? Fuck that. I got headshots from like, it was like I think it was Model Mayhem or something. And I was like, time for picture or whatever. It's like, like $50 or something.
Yeah.
Got these really great headshots, and I booked my first commercial, I think within a week of being
Shut the fuck up.
in LA, yeah. And then from there I booked another one, and then I got the commercial agent, and then I've been consistently working. And I think that's always been the goal, just to be consistently working.
But what made you like feel like were you like overweight? Like was it like a thing like everybody on TV is like a certain way, so I had to look that way to book? So what was your mindset behind wanting to lose weight and do all this before you actually went for it?
Yeah, I just always like, I'm a normal size human being.
Yeah. That's why I was like, you said when you came, I was like, was it different or like what?
Not really, Wow. I feel like I'm always still trying to lose weight, but had I let it stop me, you know what I mean? I think it was just what I thought I had to be, rather than just being who the fuck I am and owning it. And that's exactly what I did.
Man.
And it happened.
I love that.
Because I'm just doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
So you just have to make the move if you want to do this.
Yeah.
That was what I came here to do this.
Yeah.
I wanted to do this, and I'm going to go for it. I wanted to do the VJ thing, so I went for it, and it happened.
Taking that action, taking that step, and going for it. But you knew, like how you said, like you knew who you were and you owned it.
Yeah.
And then it started to pay off for you. So like, you booked that commercial, then you got an agent. Who did you sign with? Like, who was your agent at that time?
So my neighbor, because I had no idea. When you start out, I don't know if this was the same for you, but no one wants to share the secrets. Yeah.
It's
all so mysterious.
Nobody wants to give it, but that's why we're here giving the game.
Yeah, here we are. You're welcome. No, but and I think we'll talk about the coaching stuff, but that's why I coach, is because there's no secret,
Yeah.
It's like we are all in this, but my neighbor he helped me, and he's like, oh, here's this agent book. Just go and submit your stuff. And I was like, okay, flipping through, and I'm submitting, and I submitted to the theatrical department at Daniel Hoff.
What?
And got the call to come in.
Oh, wow.
So, they like the look.
Yeah.
Like I said, that's why you got to get the headshots. And
Yes.
then just put yourself out there and see what happens.
Headshots are key, man.
Got the call. I had no credits whatsoever. I had no business being at that meeting, but just to be there was a step. And he's like, hey, your resume is pretty slim, but let me pitch you to the commercial department. And then they signed me that way.
Wow.
And then I was, been with Daniel Hoff ever since.
Ever since, so your whole
off
career?
And on. Oh, they always have open arms for me when I come back, when I'm having a moment. But it's home. They're really good.
Oh, but that's crazy. So you've been with Daniel Hoff your whole career, like.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
They handle their shit, and they fight for their people, and I always feel like a priority. And they have a big roster. Yeah. Let's just be real, you know? And
hell yeah.
There's a lot of competition again, but I don't think about that. The TRL thing was 25,000 people submitted to that. They said that like on the show. He's like, out of 25,000 people, I was like, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
So in hindsight, or I guess looking back, it's like that prepared me for this stuff because thousands of people submit. I'm not even thinking about it.
You're running your own race.
I know what I want. I know I'm getting good at this. So it's like, it's okay.
Yeah, that's so key, man. It's like you didn't worry about the outside stuff. Like you didn't worry about who was submitting. Same thing for actors. You shouldn't worry about who's auditioning. Or, like, worry about you. Worry about you becoming the best actor that you can be and putting your best performance on display when you go into that audition. Yeah, that's what you should be worried about. You start worried about, oh damn, they're here. Oh man, this person's here. Oh fuck. Then it's a mind fuck, and then you're like, oh shit, and it threw you off your game. But if you just lock in, put your headphones on, do what you got to do.
Exactly. If those people aren't the ones booking you, those people in the lobby, they're not paying your bills, And, going back to the whole weight thing, I always was the biggest broad in the room, and it never stopped me from booking. Wow. It never stopped me.
Why do you think it never stopped you?
I mean, how do we know when we book and why we don't book? We just never know. Yeah. But I was just the right person for the job.
That's crazy.
Every time it happened. So it was like getting out of my head, and I made that decision when I got the headshots, so I wasn't going to think about that. Of course, it comes up, you know what I mean? But I know it doesn't stop me from getting jobs.
Yeah.
I know my breakouts when I was having that issue wasn't stopping me from getting jobs. Dental work. You know? The things that we worry about or think are an issue aren't actually an issue.
No.
The right person's going to get the job. You just have to show up.
Ooh. Pick that one up. A mic drop. No, but that's so true, man. Like, so many people will let those things get in their way. Oh, I got a zit. Oh, fuck, I don't want to go to this audition. Oh, my teeth. Oh, no. Damn, I got this. Oh, what? Yeah. It's like, no, just show up. You don't know what they're looking for. And that thing, you know, that's only a barrier. And a lot of people let that get in their way, when you should just be like, you know what, I'm gonna show up anyway. Yeah. And my performance or my charisma is gonna, you know, overshadow whatever imperfections that I have. But dang, that's crazy. That's a good one. That's a good one.
I mean, even those auditions that we get, we're like, what is this? Why am I even, you're being called for a reason. Yeah. Just see what happens. Just see what happens. You might have a good time.
Yeah.
You might get a paycheck. You know what I mean? Like, you just never know.
You never know, man. You never know. I mean, you like the booking queen. Like, you're like booking a fuck ton of commercials, you know? So how did you, like, were you taking classes along? Like, were you learning on set? How did you start to work so much? Like, what was your work ethic like leading up to, like, where you're at now? Like,
you know, like, the goal was always just to be consistently working. Always. Number one goal. Yeah. And I was bartending, you know, so I was bartending to keep, you know, the rent going, the bills paid and stuff like that, and the hustle of it, you know? And even when I was bartending, I would have maybe 3 or 4 commercials be airing on the TV above my head. And they're like, there's Blythe on. I'm like, okay, drinks, shots, who wants you to just...
They're like, the shot's on you though, right? Because you on TV. Like,
full price. But just the hustle of it, you know, you keep it moving like that. I mean, I obviously celebrate the moments, you know, but I mean, the bartending kept me afloat for a long time. So that was the work ethic. It's just to do what I had to do to make sure, you know, because I've heard stories where people will book one thing, like quit their job, and they're like, this is it, I've made it.
I did that. I did that with Best Buy.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, I booked a $2,000 Nike commercial.
Buyout.
Buyouts. Now, I wasn't in the union, so it was a $2,000 buyout. But it reassured me that I was on the right path. So that's what made me quit Best Buy. I got that $2,000. I was like, what? And that was the most money I had in one lump sum. I was like, what? Right, I was like 20. I was like, I'm quitting. Put my 2 weeks in. I was like, I'm out of here. Yeah. Peace the fuck out. I made it, motherfucker. And that $2,000 ran out real quick. Yeah. And then I discovered background work. But I say all that because I quit my job because I got one booking. If you can get one booking, you can book them all. Yeah. And that was my mindset. I was like, all right, somebody saw something in me to pay me $2,000 for a day of work. Right. I'm gonna keep going at this. Yeah. So that was my logic behind quitting my job for 2 days. Yeah.
Rookie mistake.
Rookie. Yeah. Learned the hard way. I was like, damn. Okay, it's not just
like quick. That 2K. You think? Yeah. I mean, look, that non-union. We got to start there. Yeah. But I am a pro-union actor. I'm an as-go union. I learned this because, again, I was paycheck to paycheck. Yes. Working those non-union jobs, booking 3 times a month, average. You know what I mean? I was working. Yeah. But it wasn't enough to support. Maybe I shopped too much. I don't know. But spending habits. But I want a job that's going to supplement those. Yeah, those exactly. But rent was tough still sometimes, some months. And I'm like, oh my gosh. What am I going to do? I never had a plan B, but it's like those scary moments. Yeah. But the beauty about the commercial world is that there's always an opportunity around the corner. That's why I love doing commercials. Yes. And a lot of people will be like, "Oh, I'm not a commercial. I don't do commercials." Like, why not? What the fuck are you doing?
Well, I don't like when people say that because they're like, "I don't do commercials. I'm a real actor." I was like, "Do you know why your favorite shows on TV? They got to pay bills." There's ads. Jennifer Aniston still does commercials. Yeah. Samuel L. Jackson still does commercials. Yeah. Why do you think all of the big actors do commercials? because it's lucrative. It's going to help you pursue the TV world and movie world, because I was booking commercials like crazy.
Yeah.
And that was what I was used to, those checks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then I booked my first like co-star guest star. I looked at that check. I looked at the back. I was like, where the fuck the rest of the money at? Yeah. Oh, this is it? Oh, okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Right? But even if you do print stuff, there's just more opportunity while you're still going out for the TV film stuff.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people who are like, you know, if you walk into a room, it's like, oh, she's too commercial. It's like, no, I'm not. No. You're not looking in the right direction. I don't know what you're looking at, but I can do it all. You know what I mean? So it's not a limiting thing to do commercials. It literally pays the bills.
It pays the bills.
You know what I mean? Like, I owe so much to the ad world. I'm getting so emotional.
You're right.
What the hell?
I owe so much to the ad world.
I do, and I love like helping others get their foot in the door, because that's also a foot in the door.
Yeah.
And you're working with, a lot of TV and film directors direct commercials as well. You're building relationships, you know?
They direct them
You're
Super
getting
Bowls.
that set experience. And it wasn't until I joined the union that the game changed for me. It became a business. You know what I mean? And I wanted to get involved with AdSco Union because there's like loopholes in there, and like, and also
what just not to cut you off, but like, because you're speaking on AdSco Union and joining the union, and could you pretty much tell like the viewer who's like the novice who doesn't really know what you're talking about, what you mean like by non-union and joining AdSco Union and stuff like that?
So when you're in the this is the difference between, this is what I found, that when you're doing the non-union work, you mentioned Nike doing a non-union job.
Yeah.
We realize that Nike is a billion-dollar company who can afford to pay the face of their company SAG wages. Yeah. It's just knowing your worth. And I didn't even grasp that, because again, we want to work, we want to do other things, we want to, if there's like a job that's asking for like, you must have a dog, I'm going to call up my neighbor and get their dog. You're going to do everything that you can, but at a certain point, there's no way in hell I'm going to do a job for $250 the day with a $2,500 buyout. Yeah. That's not my worth. It was. I'm not above it because I did it. And I'll just never do it again, because I've reached a point where I do know my value as an artist, as an actor, and I do know my worth. Yeah. So joining the union, you're going to get those SAG wages. Exactly. And you're going to work for those big box companies who are going to pay me those wages and everyone out there, But if there's billion-dollar companies, I won't name names, but they're out there and they're shooting non-union. It's disgusting.
Yeah, they're trying to find a loophole and just to not pay you your worth.
Yeah. And the problem is, like, because they're going to find actors who will do it, who will do the job, because it's exposure and like all those things. But I think at a certain point, look where you are and look where you want to go. And set the bar for yourself. Yeah. So that's like the difference. And the AdSco Union, if you look it up, you can, see what everyone's kind of doing, on the front lines and getting some of these companies to flip and go union, where they should be. Yeah. Again, billion-dollar companies have no business doing non-union. Again, you are the face of the company. Yeah. You wouldn't think about that early on. I didn't even know what AdSco Union was. I don't know if that was a thing when I started, like in 2010, 2011, whatever. But you become privy to that along your journey. But when you're just starting, it's like, oh man, I get $2,000. All right, cool. But then when you step back and it's like, wait, hold on, how much? I could have made $30,000 if I would have did the same for doing the same thing. Right. But if I was in the union, they did this in cheap. I don't get no residuals. You don't get no residuals when you're non-union. Flat rate, yeah.
Flat rate buyout, and they use that shit.
5-year buyout.
Oh my god, some of them be in perpetuity.
No, and we have to tell everybody.
Tell the people.
No perpetuity.
No perpetuity.
Ever. I did that.
Really?
I did that. Again, I didn't know.
True.
Didn't know.
So for the people who don't know.
When you sign in perpetuity or unlimited usage, look, unlimited usage within like a year, 2 years, 3 years max. Yeah. Okay? That's the lingo. But if they're doing unlimited or in perpetuity, they can use your image in any kind of edits or whatever for the rest of your life. Even when you die. Forever. Yeah. It's forever.
Forever.
And think when you get like a series regular or something, they're going to be airing the shit out of that ad, and you're going to get no money for it.
No money.
It's just disgusting.
It's like, yo, wait,
Foul.
what? I could have been getting paid. That tailors into you knowing the business of acting, and that's what it should be first.
Exactly.
Everybody's like, oh, when it's gonna be on TV, it's like, no, you gotta know the business, so you get paid properly. You know how to maneuver throughout this business. Like,
exactly, it's a lot. It's
yeah.
a lot. And it's definitely stuff we cover at like my workshops and stuff like that. Just
yeah.
It's all learning lessons that we're talking about here,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And you did the non-union Nike. I did the perpetuity.
Yeah, you did perpetuity. It's just still running.
You win.
I got to the mile. Boom. Yeah.
But also, I mean, that also brings me to get a good attorney at some point because we're, you know, doing some things with that.
Yeah.
Seeing what we can work out.
But with your class?
With that job.
Okay.
Because some things were like moved around, so we'll see what happens. But you know,
wow.
You can always try.
Yeah. It's a go try, dude.
But lesson learned.
Yeah, no, definitely take that lesson. It's like, don't sign that.
Don't do it.
What advice would you give the new actor getting into the business who wants to pursue this business and get into commercials and stuff like that? Like, where should they start? Like, what's a good route to start or do, or what habits should they build to start working as a commercial actor?
Yeah, I mean, number one, headshots. You need the headshots because with the headshots you can be submitting on your own. Because from the headshots you get on all like the casting sites and you can
like Casting, Actors Access, Casting Frontier.
Yeah. When I started out, I was on Craigslist. That's where I booked my first commercials for Title Max. Yeah. Again, I had no clue.
So it's Craigslist. I'm like, scam.
Yeah, totally. It's total scam.
Yeah.
I mean, but there's more platforms now, you know. I guess that I'm aware of. But hey, I booked it.
You booked it.
I mean, weigh your options.
Yeah.
No, but like you want to be on the major stuff. But but I mean, again, that opportunity was there. You know, that kind of catapulted everything. So get on the sites and start submitting yourself. People think that you need the agent to get the job, and that's not true. It's not true. Start making moves. Because then when you get those jobs on your own, that's leverage going into these agency meetings. That's leverage in your cover letter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think what put me over like into that booking, like, because I'd been consistently booking, I think there was really nothing to it. You know, I think I just went in there and I was like, okay, I'm just going to be myself, you know, and just have fun and kind of feed off the other actors and whoever's with me.
Yeah.
But then I turned it into, okay, let me approach this the way I do TV and film. You know, and really do the work, really do the research, you know what I mean? Because when you get a show episodic audition, you're going to research the show, you're going to know who the director, you're going to know what you're going in doing. It's the same thing with campaigns. You got to know and go in knowing what you're talking about.
Ooh.
So you can riff.
Yeah.
You know what their logo is, what they stand for, what this company is, because again, we're the face of the company.
Yeah.
Put that on your shoulders and carry that weight in with you and just own it.
That. Yeah.
But you can only do that when you've done the work.
I like that though. Just doing the research. Treat it the same as if you got a TV audition or a movie audition. You're gonna research the hell out of like the tone, the players involved.
Yeah.
Like iSpot.tv. I always go when I started. I would always go to iSpot TV. So I get an audition for McDonald's. iSpot.tv. I'll type in McDonald's. I'll look at a good amount of their campaigns. What colors are they wearing?
Right.
So I know, I'm like, okay, so they wear a lot of like red. Sometimes they put a little blue in there or something. Yeah, you know, like different colors. And I'm like, all right, cool. So I go to Target or H&M and I'll get that type of shirt.
Yes.
And then I'll come in. So it's like a nod to the director or the producers or the clients involved that I did my research and I know what your commercials look like. So I'm already showing you what your commercial is going to look like with me.
Yeah. You walk into a room differently, or you log on to these Zoom calls differently when you've done the work. You know, the nerves are always going to be there. I feel like they should be, but it's about navigating them and having them push you from the back.
Yeah.
So they're not leading. You're not leading with those nerves. But the more work I found, you know, in my clients, you know, it's like the more confidence you're going to have. It's a finesse.
Yeah.
You're walking into that room with a finesse.
Yeah.
You know, my mom auditions are going to be different than like the beer chick walking in. You know what I mean? Like, there's a different vibe. It's still me. I'm not putting on anything.
Yeah, you're not putting on a caricature or something like that.
But we all can be, you know, different people and different. rooms, you know what I mean? It kind of just depends, but it's a finesse, it's a vibe, it's an essence.
How did you, develop that? Were you taking classes on your journey to start working? And if so, which classes like stood out to you or helped you the most on your journey to working as a full-time actress?
Many years ago, I took Killian's.
Everyone has
to take Killian's.
Everybody has to take.
It's like a rite of passage. Yeah. You gotta do it, initiation. If you can do Killian's, you can do anything. You know what I mean?
It's like a boot camp.
It really sets the bar and that, I guess, boot camp vibe. And it really just, it's a muscle. Mm-hmm. So I did Killian's and then I did his callback class. And then when I started coaching myself, it's like turning it into just so above just the acting. It's really getting to the core of who you are. Because when we walk into these rooms, you're the one they're looking for. You can't go in there being like, I don't know what they're looking for. It's like, who cares? It's you that's going to show them what they're looking for. Because when you get to set, the client never really knows what they want at the fittings.
No, they never know that. They're like, maybe try this, and then the script changes so many different times, and I add this and shit. They're like, we're going to use that. I'm like, we get a writing check, motherfucker.
Overtime here. They never know until it's like we're in it and we're rolling. And it's like that's like then everything's like falling into place.
Yeah, but they're figuring it out and they're finding it as it goes. That's why you can't be locked in when you go into auditions or even when you get to set, like trying to figure out what they want. They don't know what they want. It's on you to show them what they want, and that's where you bring your essence and your own creative, view on the TV show or the commercial. You put your own little spin on it, and that's what's going to stand out. They're like, I don't know, that's what we want. So you show them. I like that. I like that.
Because anyone can go in there and say the words in front of a blank wall. That's what we're all doing. What else is happening? What are you thinking? Who is this woman? Who is this hero woman, hero man? You know what I mean? You got to know who this person is, because that's like the little extra nuance that's going to shine through. But owning who you are, people say, just go in there and be yourself. Not a lot of people know who that is. So getting to know yourself,
man. You got to really know who you are at your core. Your imperfections, what makes you tick. You have to really know who you are, because that's what you're going to bring into the room. So if you don't know who you are, how is somebody going to book you? For you. If you don't even know who you are. So it's like,
because then it's inauthentic. This person is uncomfortable. You know what I mean?
And it's gonna bleed through. It's gonna show like crazy. So you have to be very mindful and really do some work and classes or whatever.
And also being able to step into another person's shoes. That's what we're doing. It's a character. So being able to, it's not you running from your real life problems and being this character. It's literally like, okay, let me use myself and my tools, my body, my voice, my mind, my soul, and like step into this character. And it's a little woo woo.
He's like, just like and the ooh and the ah.
It's not that dramatic, but I just vibe it sometimes.
Oh, you really feeling it.
I know. Sometimes it feels like that. Though, it's like this is a tool. You got to know what you're doing with this.
I like that. I like that. Okay, so you took Killian's. Were there any other ones that stood out along your journey?
And then I did like casting director workshops. Out of Next Level Studios, and that's a great workout. And also you're building those relationships with casting directors who want to be there. And I think that Next Level Studios is the best studio that's out there for that type of work, because I've been called in directly from those workshops.
Oh wow! Really?
So it works if you work it.
Again,
you have to show up. Some of these people will show up to the class and not know their lines. It's like, wow, what are you doing?
It's like you going in front of the deal makers and you just like,
your moment.
Exactly. Own your moment. Like, how did you start to transition into like, working on these shows, and like, did you have an agent? How did you get your agent? Like, how did you start to work as a TV film actress? Because that's harder. To obtain in this business. Like, commercials is still hard, but like the TV film, it's like, no, we have to really believe in you. There's some work before you can get a TV film agent that's going to actually get you some real good jobs. So how did that come about?
I had a friend of mine who's from the Southeast, and he was like, oh, you should get a Southeast agent. So I've been working out of the Southeast since 2015. And
I've never heard of that. What?
Yeah. Do you have an agent in the Southeast?
I do not. I didn't know they existed.
Got to get in that market.
What?
Look, and this is the opportunities that are out there.
Southeast, okay.
Southeast, Midwest.
What? Midwest? I thought it was just, I was like, okay, LA, Atlanta, London, New York.
Southeast, if you have a Southeast agent, they're covering Atlanta.
But they covering,
and New Orleans and Texas and Chicago, maybe. You know what I mean? Like, it's like this little corner that is covered, depending on which agent you have in
I'm missing out on so many damn jobs. I'm just like,
You'll be
okay.
You'll be fine. Yeah, you're doing okay. Yeah. But it was a cool opportunity to have that, I guess, 2015, and I was self-taping, and I booked, and it's interesting because I was like, I guess I have to move to Atlanta, because I was getting so many auditions out of there, and I wasn't getting anything. There was like nothing, and then I finally booked one with this casting director who would call me in over and over. It's like, we finally got one. It was just like a moment, and I didn't have to move. So that was like another moment that was like, okay, I could still be here and still do the work, you know?
Like that.
Yeah. And then I did something for like Lifetime, you know? So it was kind of coming in. My breakthrough, though, for, you know, kind of the consistent work, after I got my manager.
Okay.
She was, they were like, because it was a team. They were like, okay, let's stack up like 5 co-star credits for you, like this next year. And at the time, I was studying with Christina Chauncey.
I went to Christina Chauncey.
Yes,
Christina Chauncey. Yeah, I went to Christina Chauncey.
What a community.
Yeah.
God, her people are killing it. I mean, a game changer. That year that I started working with her, I booked 6 network credits.
What?
1 I couldn't do because I was already booked out.
Oh,
right?
That's champagne problems.
Yeah, but it just a game changer.
Yeah,
and
she
like
did.
The audition process and the cold read technique that she teaches, and you know, even with the opportunity that I just had recently, like this week, it's like that's the stuff that she prepares you for.
Yeah, I really liked hers. I really recommend like checking her out.
Yeah.
Because that was the first class where it was like she walks you through the process of booking a series regular. So she's like, oh, you have like the first call, and she'll tell you if you earned your call back. She'll be like, okay, we watched you take it up. You earned your call back. I'm like, fuck.
Yes.
All right, cool. Then you go to your call back, and then you have to wait outside in the lobby.
Yeah.
Like, she treats it like a real audition. You sign your name in.
Yep.
And then the next one is like and then I think that was like the network. One of the network tests, and she has the whole class, and you invite friends and family in to watch your performance. Because that's what it's like when you test for a show. There's like the producers, there's like 15, 20 people in there.
Right.
Because you about to be the face of the show. We need to know where we're putting our fucking money. So she does that. That's like the last class. And I was like, yo, this is tight.
Yeah.
Like, because you really get nervous because everybody's like, yeah, invite your friends and family. And then you walk into that room and you don't know who's in that room until you get in there. And it's like, oh, shit. And you got to perform. That shit is crazy.
Yeah. I love just the people that are in that class. There's no like assholes in those classes, you know. You kind of weed those people out.
Yeah.
Because they're out there.
Yeah, oh yeah. Hell yeah, it's definitely.
Another part of the game.
Was that the only theatrical class you took?
And then, so, because her focus is like audition technique, right? And then obviously I wanted to do like something that balances that out. So like a scene study class. I did Margie Haber. I took a couple of Leslie Kahn's like workshops and stuff like that.
Okay,
yeah. What else have I done? Just kind of bounced around.
Yeah, and then picked stuff up. That's what I did. I bounced around. I don't think I did Margie Haber. I did her like, I downloaded her app.
Oh, cool.
Because I was doing like 3 classes at one time.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, I'm not about to take a 4th class. Let me just take her app and, you know, get what she does. Because she's just like, oh, slice of life and all that stuff. Yeah. So I was like looking at the app and she had like lessons on there. And I was like, oh, okay, I get what she's doing. So, wow. So once you start, you know, building your toolbox up, then you started to like start working, man.
Yeah. Because after those, then it's like we have these goals, you know, did the co-stars. Okay, coul. Now it's like the focus is guest stars, seems regular. You know what I mean? You kind of just work your way up. There's no set way. Yeah. Anyone can book their series regular at any time. You know, there's no lane. It's just that's the kind of the trajectory that we were kind of focusing on. It's organically been happening that way. So it's been good. It's been a good journey. Hard. Yeah. This shit is hard.
Yeah. Talk about the mentality and the like that you have to possess to, you know, sustain this long in the business? Like, because you've been through commercials, now you're in the TV. Like, how are you mentally, and how do you sustain that mentality? Like, what kind of mentality do you have to work in this business?
Yeah. I mean, that's something that you don't learn in acting class.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? So I had to kind of pick that up along the way, growth, experience. There's always going to be an opportunity. You know what I mean? Like I said, with the commercial stuff, I think to put it into perspective of like how I think, right? It's like with the pandemic, it's interesting. It's almost like what we do as actors, it prepared me for the pandemic and the unknown of what was going to happen. We never know when our next job is going to come in.
Yeah.
So it's like when the pandemic hit, it's like nothing's going to stop me from doing my dream, even if, but I just knew people were going to figure it out. And I wanted to be alongside those people when they did. And I think they shut things down and then started opening up commercials like in Utah. Yeah. And I actually have an agent in Utah.
So got an agent everywhere. Shit.
That was kind of weird because she's like a friend from junior high who opened up her own agency. So we teamed up, but they started working out of Utah. So I booked May 2020. Oh, damn. You know what I mean? So I was able to work through the pandemic. Yeah. And it's like, that's what acting prepared me for. It's like, it's easy to kind of curl up in a ball when things feel dark, or we're not auditioning, or we're not getting the job, or those avail streaks. Yeah,
and that's what I was I'm glad you touched on that, because that's what my next question is. Because everybody thinks like, oh, Blythe, you booking like crazy. You like killing it all the time. How long was your longest non-booking streak? Okay. And how did you get through it? Like mentally, like what helped you get over that hump? Did you change stuff? Did you like start second guessing yourself? Like, what was that like?
It happens. I feel like it goes in waves. I'm like, I guess this is my avail streak right now. This is gonna happen. But then what happens is like you'll book 2 back to back, or something. Right? Whatever happens. But it's just allowing myself to almost feel sorry for myself. If that's how I want to feel, and I'm like, damn it, I didn't get that job, or I got released, right? Yeah. Those releases, it's like, okay, well, let me just have a moment and honor that, I did want it. Yeah. I did want that job. I can't be like, oh, whatever, I didn't want it, fuck them. Yeah. Which sometimes I say too, and that helps, but like, moments where it's like, it's like you just have to allow yourself to be like, okay, and feel sorry for yourself, do whatever you got to do, but don't stay there. You cannot stay curled up in a ball. No. So having people who support you, or, also if you don't, or if you do, like, you got to be able to pull that from yourself and get up and keep going. Yeah.
I always, like, if I don't get a job or if I'm not working, I'll get like a fucking pint of Ben & Jerry's ice cream and I'll curl up in the ball and I'll just stay in the house and watch some shows, and then it lasts like a day and then I'm back on the horse. But you got to get back to it. Yeah. Like you said, don't stay there. You have to like, all right, I didn't get that job. I really wanted it. I thought I was perfect for it. Man, fuck. Feel that. Go through that little emotion, whatever. But get your ass back to work.
Get up, because the audition for the one you're going to book is right around the corner, and you have to be ready for that. Yep. It's going to require all of your attention. You can't be thinking about what you didn't get yesterday. Yep. And also to flip the script, it's like, we don't hear no. We don't. We hear they went in another direction. Yeah. We loved her, but we never actually hear, no, sorry, fuck off. So use that and be like, oh, didn't get it. You know what I mean? Like, I get to move on. But you're doing your job when you're getting the avails, you're getting the callbacks. That office keeps calling you in. Yeah. You're doing your job.
And I tell people to latch on to whatever you can when you're in this business. You want to latch on to any type of success. Yeah. If you're not booking, but you're getting a lot of callbacks, latch on to that. Like, yo, I'm that much closer to my booking. Yeah. You're getting put on a veil, latch on to that, because that's a booking without the paycheck. Right. So it's like, okay, I'm on a veil. They just went a different way or whatever. Exactly. And you just latch on to whatever. Okay, I haven't booked anything, but I do have a commercial agent now. So latch on to that. Like there's progress. Yeah. As long as you're not going backwards, as long as you look back last year and it's like, damn, I didn't have a commercial agent last year, right? But I have one now. Right. Acknowledge that and hold on to it because it's progress.
You're doing it. Yeah. You're doing it. Also, it's like with those avails, I don't know what I was going to say.
Also about those avails. I was like, what about those avails?
Circle back around the avails. But it's just keep it moving. Oh, that's what I was going to say. Like when you're not vibing, like something's, there's like a disconnect with your self-tapes or something. You feel like you aren't getting, those callbacks. Get coaching. Yeah. Get in a class. That's momentum. That's like leverage. And again, momentum that's going to kind of keep you moving forward. Yeah. Rather than just being like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I must suck. You know what I mean? It's like, let's figure it out.
Let's
try
workshop
something
it.
New.
Yeah.
Whatever you're doing now may not be the right fit. Let's see if we can add some more skills or, something in there. Some more nuance or whatever. Go deeper. Whatever. You can always try something new. Yeah. I still get coaching when I book jobs. I'm like, let me get to my coach. Let me just see if I can go deeper with this. I'm always looking for some new levels and all of that stuff.
How has your journey been in this business as a Black woman pursuing this?
I don't lead with that. You know what I mean? I think I just know. There's just a knowing inside me that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, and I'm going to find the right people to work with who are going to love me for me. And, I've gotten the most in this industry that I'm not Black enough. I've had a director who's like, she needs to be more street. And there was like another director who's like, no, I think, she's this, she's that. She can be, again, because I was just bringing me to it. Yeah. And as soon as I start doing extra shit that doesn't need to be there, trying to please someone, of course, obviously, if the director needs something, you want to be able to go there, but also room for negotiation. Let's talk about this. Because I feel like this woman, this character comes from this, comes from that, whatever. And again, I can only bring me to it. Yeah. That was one thing I made a point this year. It's like, I'm not going to take on jobs where I have to say the N-word. It's just not, I just can't. There's a visceral reaction. Really? With that word. Yeah. Oh man, because I use it a lot. So I know. Which is fine. Like, I'm not against, it's just for me, I just can't, I'll do nudity, but I won't say the N-word. Balance. But those are that's my thing.
Some people will say the N-word, but they won't do nudity. So it's like everybody has their thing that they're comfortable with, and that they, they're comfortable with. That's them. Like, some people don't curse at all, right? And they're like, I'm not saying any curse words, and it's like, I was like, oh wow. But I mean, you gotta respect it. It's like, and for them to be able to tell, those stories without doing that is dope too. So it's like you show another side of your artistry when you do stuff like that. It's like, all right, I'm gonna do this where I'm cutting out, the N-word, no things. It's like, oh wow, or I'm not doing this. And it stands out when you watch, your work and stuff. So
it's like, just, you gotta keep it authentic. You know what I mean? Like, I know who I am. I know what I stand for. And I just hold firm to that. I'm flexible. Obviously, when I get on set, you want to be, flexible and be able to, do all these things. But like, it took me a while to find my voice, like, in the industry. Or I've always had the voice, but I suppressed it because I didn't want to come off as a diva, or she's demanding, or this and that, which I think is a perception for Black women in general. Angry Black woman, or whatever, or her hair. It's like, I'm gonna have notes on my hair. I'm gonna bring my products, and we're gonna probably use them because I know. But I'm open to see what you got on the shelf. You know what I mean? Like, let's see okay, interesting. Never heard of it, but okay. I'm open.
I'm open to it. All right, we'll see how this goes.
Particular. But being able to use my voice and not be afraid to be, it's a collaborative thing. And as actors, like, we want to look good, feel good, so we can do our job. It's like, whatever you need to do your job, don't be afraid to say that.
Look good. Who says it? Deion Sanders. Look good. Yeah. When you look good, you feel good.
You feel good.
You play good. Then they pay good. That's it. That's it. That's how it is for real.
But like, being Black, and it's like, especially in the commercial world, it's almost like a running joke that's like, if you go in for the hero woman, you go to the callback and there's like Asian, Black, Latina, like, there's everything. They don't know what they want, right? They went brown with it. They pick me, but if they don't, it's like some redhead. You just never know. Yeah. In the commercial world, I feel like there's more leniency there, but they're pretty specific in the TV and film world. But now they're in the breakdowns. Everyone's scared to put like a specific race or like,
ethnically ambiguous. We're just gonna go there. We're not gonna
any ethnicity. It's gotta be a Black person.
Because when they specify, it's like, oh wait, so you only want it's a whole thing now. What's something that you knew that you know now that you wish you would have known a little earlier? You told young Blythe, like, I wish I would have known this earlier in my career. I wish I'd have to take this long to learn this. What would that be?
I think the best advice that I got, I did like this producer session with a really big, really big name. She's amazing. Carrie Washington.
Oh, okay.
She's just so kind.
Oh, nice.
Just so kind. I was up for a series regular role. Had the session with her, and at the end of it, she was just like, gave me the compliments and all these things, and then she was like, whatever happens, which is like kiss of death.
Yeah. Whatever happens, okay. So I don't have this job.
Good luck to you.
Yeah.
But just the moment, like even I was pinned, but I didn't get it. But that was the moment I was supposed to have with her, was when she was like, take up space. Take up space. Like, we get into these auditions and people are like, okay, do you have any questions? Okay, here we go, blah, 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 blah. But take your time. And that was like, word. You know what I mean? Like, thank you so much. That was the moment for her to, especially because, like, this is like my colleague and someone I look up to. You know what I mean? It's just like a moment for her to say that. It was like really good advice.
Nice.
It's okay to not fit in. It's okay to not fit in, I think and whatever that means, sometimes I feel like I didn't fit in, like I had friends because I was like playing sports and all that stuff, you know, and like always had a good support system, but it's like sometimes I feel like if I was getting into a room and I was trying to be how they were being, even auditioning, you're trying to be this blah, 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 because you think that that's what they want and blah, blah. It's like, no, just who cares? Just be yourself.
Yeah.
Find out who that is and then just be that. So be weird, be quirky, be whatever, if I'm not black enough, I'm not, if I'm too black, there's so many things. If I'm too big, too small, it's like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, exactly. Don't give a shit. Just be you and double down on that.
Yes.
And show that. Because there's always going to be something. And it's like, they're too black, or they're too this, or too that, or they're too quirky. Like, there's always going to be something, but there's going to be somebody that acknowledges that, like, no, I like that type of quirky, and that'll fit perfect in this project that I'm working on. It's
your superpower,
It's your superpower, man. It's your superpower. I know you mentioned you're okay with nudity, right? Well, I don't want to say why, but like, how was that? Like, what made you make that decision? Like, because some people are like, no, I ain't doing it, or like, what? Because are you? Career. So like, what was the mindset of the decision behind that?
Like, honestly, when I first started, I was like, I'm never going to do nudity.
Oh, really?
Then it got to a point, it's like, okay, I guess there's a network. If it's a certain network, I'll do it. Just depends. We'll have to cross that bridge.
That's true. Yeah, you gotta have standards with this shit. Like.
Right. But then, I got to a certain point, like, I just own who I am, and the Power, on Power, there's stars, networks, of course there's going to be a little nudity. And that was coming out of quarantine, and I wasn't I wasn't in the gym. I was doing things, because it's weird, because obviously coming from the commercial world, like, you can be any size. You can be any size at any, a TV film, whatever it is. I think it's like more accepting now. But I just got to the point where I was like, this is me. Take it or leave it, and with Power, it's like, must be comfortable with, on-screen nudity, all these things. And I'm like, of course. I do also believe there's always room for negotiation, or like, what are we talking? Like, what are we going to have to show, blah, 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 right? Skip that. You know what I mean? But we had an intimacy coordinator on set.
Okay,
so that was nice. I always felt safe. I felt comfortable. But also, you get to a point where you take off the robe and you're in it.
You're there.
You have no choice but to commit to this, right? But again, I think it was just a self-knowing, and I am beautiful. I'm representing real women out there, and thicker women, whatever. Like, people will see me. But like, I'm just me, and
you own it. Confident in your own skin.
You have to be. Like I said, it's almost like it's not about you in those moments.
Yeah.
It's about the story, the relationship, the chemistry. You know, it's about the character. So if I'm thinking about my thing,
just get out of quarantine and now,
which is fine too if you're in, but you cannot be insecure about it because it's not about you. Then you're putting the focus on you. It has nothing to do with you. It's about the story. It's about the show. It's about it's not about you. Dang. Unfortunately, I know this is a selfish industry.
Yeah, exactly.
It ain't about you.
It ain't about you at that moment.
Right. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Because people think it's like a sexy thing. Like when you see it on TV, it looks sexy as shit. You're like, damn, but it's like
silhouettes.
Yeah, silhouettes, the lighting. It's like what? But it's not really like that when you film it, right?
Everybody's there. No, it's actually a closed set. So there's only the people required to be there, like DP, director, sound, makeup, all those things, wardrobe, because they're right there with the robe. Are there. So it's an intimate space, and we did rehearsals, so we knew blocking, we knew where the hand was gonna go, where mouths were gonna go.
Wow.
Yeah, we knew it, but then there's a baseline, but it's not like it's like you're in the moment, so things are gonna happen, but I trust.
Yeah, you want to trust your partner.
I was with Isaac Keys, and he's amazing, the best scene partner I could have had for something
he's dope. I saw him in Get Shorty. That's where I first saw him. He's hilarious in it. That's a really great show. And I was like, yo, that is funny. Then I saw The Power. I was like, oh shit, what?
Yeah.
But that was
great. He's big. He's a bigger guy. I feel petite. I feel good here. Feel safe here.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's interesting. So it's not as sexy as I think. It's very technical.
It is.
In a way too.
It's very technical.
And how is there socks? Are you fully how is that because I know I forgot I did a show. I did Workaholics. No, I'm sorry. I did Central Intelligence, and we had to throw him out ass naked on the floor. It was a school prank, but they made him a diaper.
Right.
But they showed the back of him ass naked, but he had it was a diaper, it was a cast diaper. Right. So all of his stuff wasn't out, but it was but we threw him out as naked. But that's why I was curious, is it like that on set, when you're doing that type of scene? Is it, I know things the dick sock or a sock or a net,
Yeah, he had a sock on, and then I had this barrier thing, this foam.
What? I'm sorry, I'm wait, what? I didn't...
Yeah, it's this. So you're not actually touching.
Yeah. You're not actually skin to skin. It's a thing.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever known that. I knew there was socks, but I didn't know you're actually not touching. There's a thing that separates you.
Yeah.
That's
so
great.
It's safe,
Yeah.
And like I said, we had that intimacy coordinator, and it's just it's all about communication. Again, not being afraid to use your voice, and what you are comfortable with.
Yeah.
You don't have to do all this stuff. So when it says must do, it's you can still talk about it.
Yeah. Or you just not do the audition. It's it's gonna tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But don't rule yourself out. That's one thing I give advice to. Is never rule yourself out. If you can't sing and dance, have you been to the club? Do you sing in the shower? Do you do karaoke? How far can you go with this? You know what I mean? Obviously, if you're not going to surf. If you can't surf, don't take that job.
I skateboard, so I think I can surf. It's just skateboarding on water. It's nah.
I'll never forget this one audition. I was gonna be what the hell? Because I was fear. It was my fear talking. I can't sing and dance. I was just almost pissed. What the fuck are you doing?
What the fuck y'all sent me out for this?
I've never canceled auditions, so I showed up. This is long story short, and I just get in the room, and you have no choice but to commit. Wow. Singing and dancing. I booked the job.
Wow.
But had I let my fear limit myself and stop myself, I wouldn't have had this really fun job with this really amazing director. You know what I mean?
Wow.
It's just things like that. You never rule yourself out.
Never rule yourself out. That's a good one. Never rule yourself out, ladies and gentlemen. That's good.
Because they'll work with you if they want you. I feel they're able to push some boundaries and work around whatever you got going on.
I like that. And we're gonna transition into Actors Life with Blythe.
Okay.
To wrap things up, because you've had a great career and you've been working and you have a lot of information and gems to give out. How did you start Actors Life with Blythe? How did that come about? What made you want to, step behind the scenes and teach, the next generation of actors and actresses.
I had coached volleyball before, and I coached sports and stuff like that. So I always had like that coach thing inside me, and when I first started, people started reaching out because I would share like my commercials like on my social media. And be like, I want to be able to do what you do, and let me pick your brain. And I'd meet people, and they'd pick my brain, and we'd have coffee, and then we'd do the thing. I'd lay it out step by step. Let's do this, and then the follow up would come. I was like, so did you get your headshots? Oh, no, I haven't. It's like,
you're wasting my time.
Time is so valuable.
Yeah, like I spent all that time because I've been that same role. Because I'm an open book. Like people hit me up, I'm like, I chop it up with you. I'll be in there 2-3 hours, and it's like, bro, I gave you all this information. You ain't take none of it. Like it's that like, hard. So that's when it gets frustrating. It's like, all right, but
that's when I turned it into a business because I was like, I'm just not in the business of wasting time. I'm not gonna waste yours. You're not gonna waste mine. Like that's. Period.
I like that.
And then I started just offering private coaching, and then people were like, when are you doing a workshop? I was like, okay. So we did that, and the first workshop was like half capacity, but it went so great, and then they've been sold out ever since. So
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, so I did a commercial workshop.
So you work on I mean, this is your camera right here. Tell the people who were, like the actors who want what Actors Life with Blythe is like, and what it's about, and why they should come to it.
Yeah. So welcome to Actors Life with Blythe. So if you sign up for the commercial workshop, now it's online. Before it was a 1-day intensive. I was doing those once or twice a month. Pandemic hit, so I moved everything online. So it's a 2-day workshop. We cover everything, the ins and outs of the ad world, starting from like branding, marketing, business side of it. How you can get, learn and grow your success on your own, and then you get the agent or whatever. We go from there, and then we talk about etiquette, commercial etiquette, auditioning, cold read technique. And then we have like a fun Q&A with other industry professionals. Rickey's going to be a Q&A.
I'm going to be there, baby. Come on.
I bring, fellow actors who are doing it, and directors, casting directors will join us for Q&A and stuff like that. And if you take the workshop, you can join any Q&A. So you're kind of like in for life. But that's like the main OG commercial. And then I do like self-tape workshops, private coaching, and all that stuff. So I just love helping.
I'll make sure y'all check that out. Actors Life with Blythe. That's amazing. So all you aspiring actors and actresses, got to get your coaching in. Yeah. And what better way to learn from somebody who's actually doing it and doing it well. So I'm gonna put that up right there. Y'all check that out. I'm getting to the speed round. Okay. We're gonna wrap things up. I got a little speed round. You're my guinea pig with this. Yeah. So these are rapid fire questions. And first thing that come to mind first thing that come to mind. Here we go. I mean, some of you could take some time. It ain't no like, hey, look, I need your answer right now. Right. But here we go. So who would you like to share the screen with other than the big, obvious ones, Will Smith, Denzel, the superstars, like who's yeah, right.
The Rock, I think, would be fun.
Oh, okay. That's a huge one, but I mean, I still think that's
It's like not something I normally go for because I love drama. But I feel like his stuff is like action, thriller, like all that stuff, and like fun.
Okay.
I mean, the drama stuff is fun too, but
The Rock.
Or who else? I mean, what else do I got? Do I need him?
You could take another, like, who else would be, who's like an underrated actor who's been working like for a while that you take notice to. It's like, man, they're not like at the level of The Rock, but they're a great fucking actor and they work consistently.
I don't know. Pass.
So many. We're gonna come back to that one. Yeah. It's like fuck one, marry one, kill one. TV, movies, commercials.
Okay. I'd marry commercials.
Okay.
It's always gonna be something new. And then I would fuck TV. And then what's the other one?
Kill.
No. Oh wait, no. Okay.
Oh wait, no.
Yeah, no, that's right. That's right. Yeah, I'll fuck TV and then kill movies. I
Kill
guess.
who?
No, other way around.
Other way around?
Because movies are like.
Yeah.
You know, the original. Yeah.
Okay. This is a fill in the blank. The first thing I do when I get to set is blank.
If I'm allowed, I light a candle.
Light a candle. Mm-hmm. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
You gotta make your own little feng shui.
Yeah, feng shui. I like that. Okay. If you weren't an actor, what would you be?
So many things flashed before my mind. Probably a lawyer.
Lawyer. Mm-hmm. Nice. The first thing I do when I get, this is a fill in the blank. The first thing I do when I get an audition is blank.
Research.
Yeah. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
If you could choose only one genre to act in for the rest of your career, what would it be?
Drama.
All right. Besides acting, I am very good at blank.
Coaching.
Okay, last one. The apocalypse happened, and you only have one movie and one TV show that you're stuck in like a cabin with. What is that one movie and what is that one TV series that you're going to watch forever?
Okay, well, interesting. TV series, I guess, would be Walking Dead.
What? You're gonna watch? You're the apocalypse. Like, I'm about to watch what I'm living through. Yeah. Research. What were they doing?
Yeah, right. Survival kits.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I love The Walking Dead.
Yeah, no, Walking Dead is good.
Yeah. I'm a loyal fan. I'm still watching. Are you still watching?
I dropped out.
Did you check out?
I checked out after what was that, 5 or 6 when Glenn was
the governor came.
When it was Glenn, I was like, what? So yeah, I was out.
That one was rough.
That was my show though.
But loyal fan.
Yeah.
And then what was the other part? The
movie. What movie?
Oh my gosh, there's so many movies.
You got a series. You got a TV series, and you got one movie that you stuck in that cabin, that room with, so you don't get ate by the zombies, and that's your entertainment.
I own this till the day I die. Newsies.
Never even heard of it. I've never even heard of that. Newsies. I'm gonna have to do my research after this.
Bale?
Yeah. Oh, Christian Bale.
Yeah.
Newsies.
I know. You're gonna see it and you're like, what the fuck?
What?
It's so good. I just saw like the Broadway show of it too. It's so good. It's a classic.
Newsies. I'm gonna have to check that out. All right.
Do you like musicals?
Yeah. No. I don't like musicals.
But you should still watch it.
Okay. Newsies.
It's like history too. It really happened. So it's based on true events.
Christian Bale, really? Okay. Newsies.
Everyone at home's gonna be like, this square.
What? This square.
But I said I own it. I own it.
Hey, you own your truth, man. That's who you are.
I am who I am.
I throw this one in there. What do you want people to get away from your acting? Like when they see you on screen, what is something you want them to take away when they see, a Blythe Howard performance?
I want them to see themselves. I want them to be able to find like some connection with the character that I'm playing or the story that I'm telling, right? I'm just all about authenticity. Yeah. So I just want them to feel something. The connection and the feels and the vibes and like questions. Yeah. Leave them wondering. Yeah.
Leave them wondering. Leave them like.
Keep them guessing. Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
It's about connection. I think that's what I go to, when I go and see a movie, or it's like, oh my God, what if that really happened? Or like, Yeah. Yeah. It's never about performance. It's just honoring the character and honoring the story. It's always what it's about. Yeah. So it's not about them looking at me. It's about them looking at Fran or Claire or whoever I'm playing. You know what I mean?
I like that. It's about them looking at the character and then looking back at themselves. The character is a reflection of themselves. That's a good one. I like that. Yeah. Blythe, this is amazing.
This is fun.
I'm so glad you were able to do this with me. You dropped some great gems along this, and I hope y'all pick them things up. This is your camera here. If you have any last-minute gems for any actors or aspiring artists, anything that you can inspire them, or give them some game, do so. And then after that, what's your social media? What you got coming up next? Where can they find you? So, I'll let you do your thing.
I mean, to wrap it up, I think the most important thing, find out who you are. Like, whether it's like meditating, getting into some, yoga classes, I don't know, just get to the core of who you are. I think we pick up so much shit when we grow up, and from society, from how we were raised, or all these stories that are coming in that aren't true to who we actually are. Or if someone's telling you, oh, you're being too much, you're too this, you're too that, it's whatever, it's like, be exactly that. That's what the world needs, just to be who you are authentically. So get to the core of that. Something that helped me with that is human design. It's amazing.
Human design.
Amazing. It's literally just getting back to the core of who you are. So then it's like everything else is just extra shit that has nothing to do with you. It's not who you are. It's not your truth, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, finding out who you are. That way you can really just own these auditions and own these characters, right?
Love it.
Yeah.
What you got down the pipeline? Yeah. Like what should people look for you on, and what's your social media? Where can they follow you? Actors with Blythe. Like what? Yeah. Give your spiel. This is your promotion. Here's a shameless promo. Get in it.
So social media is at Blythe Howard, BLYTHE, and then Actors Life with Blythe is my coaching page. And like you can keep up on my website. It's at ActorsLifeWithBlythe.com. If you want to sign up for sessions, you can always reach out direct or on the website. I have a commercial workshop coming up. And then for TV and film, I just booked a show, which is crazy, you guys, because I auditioned for one role. They literally said producers loved her, but they're going in another direction, but we want to pin her for another role. And then just straight booked me for that role. So it's
come on.
Yeah, I'll have to. I don't know when this is going to come out, but maybe by the time.
This is going to come out in like the next month. So like a month from now. So what?
Oh wait.
Okay. Anyway,
but it's prime time.
It's prime time. But yes, reveal what you can reveal.
Yeah. You know how it is.
Yeah.
So there's that, and then I have this project that just means the world to me. It's called Cricket. It's a film. They're shooting for Sundance. I don't know where we're at with post-production, but it was like just the most expansive job I've ever had, and just talking about living in purpose, on my purpose. This was it. So keep an eye out for that. Cricket.
Thank y'all for checking out another episode of Giving Game the Podcast. Blythe dropped some amazing gems today. I hope y'all picked them things up and put them to use. If you liked what you saw, please subscribe. It really helps out the channel. Like the video, comment below what you like, some questions you may have. I'll ask my next guest. We got some great guests lined up, so I'll see y'all next week when we have a new guest with some new game. We out. Yeah!